Hi everyone, we are on the day 2 of this Refrench Your Brain Marathon. Day 2 over 42 days. I'm just checking right now if I am audible on LinkedIn and on YouTube. First, how are you doing? Comment allez-vous? And I'm really blessed to begin this marathon, this renaissance. And so bear with me while I am checking the technicality aspect. I am live on YouTube and Audible. I am live on LinkedIn. Let me check. So, yesterday it was about the alphabet. I was talking about the 26 letters, the same as in English, plus the pronunciation and the different accent. And so I will dive into the pronunciation in this week, probably on Friday. But from now, I'm going to go with the articles. So normally this session, this marathon is available for replay team if you are lucky to be from the live participant and you are commenting, you will get extra bonus. If you are in the replay team and you are commenting or asking questions, you will have bonus anyway. But if you are live, you will have bonus plus extra point. So just to let you know that anyone who is attending live my 42 days marathon will have bonus plus 30% points. And anyone who is watching the replay will get the bonus by commenting or asking question either on LinkedIn or on YouTube. And those that will republish my day marathon will get 300% bonus. So I'm going to be more visual the next time about that. No, live 120 and 30% bonus points, replay 100 and 100% bonus, and if you republish 300% bonus. That's my call to action to you, and I will give you other call to actions a bit later. So, yesterday, day 1 was talking about the alphabet and also the accent. The accent of top of the A, of the E, of the I, of the O, of the U, and also the CCD. I was talking also about the ligatured letters. And in French, there are in fact 2 ligatured letters, but only one is now used. And it is just for your information, because now the new spelling, the new dictionary, the new rules are saying that it is not anymore mandatory to write them. Yet, as a spell checker, the O and the E together is the right way because it is not underlined. And let me just check the technicality because I don't need that. And I don't need that. I want to create a space that is smooth for my room. So I'm really happy now to dive into this so that this room is acting well. And this is me, by the way, on my GoBrunch room. I will be there, and in my cafe after the session live, I will provide a link in the comment. so that you are able to join me if you are there for any question directly. Here in Restream, it is live on LinkedIn and YouTube, but this is more indirect. So here I'm sharing something on my GoBrunch, or on my Restream, which is cœur, C-O-E-U-R, which is heart in English. There is also sœur, which is sister, S-O-E-U-R. And you see the first spelling is the original one, with the O and the E together. And what is fine, because even I need to write it separately so that I have the spell checker telling me, oh, this is red line. And I have no the ability to right click and to choose the right spelling. But as I told you, you can write it separately because it is allowed in the new spelling rules. And for the practicality, yet I tell to you this so that you know, if you see in a text in French an O and an E together, it is for a reason. There are historical reasons. So, not going too much into details about that now, because feel free to watch the video of the day one for the letters, 26 letters of the alphabet pronounced in French, plus the different accent I was talking about, the A, E, I, O, U, the CCD, and the O and the E together. Now, day two of the 42 days of this ReFrench Your Brain marathon, I'm going to talk about the pronouns. And there are many layers of the pronouns. You know, there is the personal pronouns of the conjugation of the verb, like I, you, he, she, it, and then we, you in the plural, and they, them in the plural, and they, them is also the pronouns for the non-binary persons. And I'm really blessed about that. And then I'm going to share the pronouns in French. So here are the different words of the pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, elles, iels. I will talk about on and iel later on, because this is something very special, the on, because it is a form that is used really regularly, and it is used at all the sources, O and N. So that's part of the words in English that exist in French, but could have different meaning. So in French, there is the classic on, like game on. We are using words in English, in French, in the French definition, like meeting, boss, manager, etc., business. And then we are using words in French. And on is used not only in English to say on, like j'ai mis mes écouteurs en on, but also on, on, on. I repeat, on is on. And the sound is like the same as chanson, maison, raison. On. And I'm going to talk to that at the end. Then iel, iel, is a special one for the non-binary that exists in French. So I will talk about that later on. I will focus on the pronouns, the 3, even 4 pronouns in the singular, and the 4 pronouns in the plural. I say 4 because il and elle in the singular and the plural are the equivalent of he and she in the singular for the il, ell, and the they, them for the plural, els and elles. I will begin by the je, which is in French je. So je is the equivalent of I. I eat, je mange. I dance, je danse. I sing, je chante. So right now I'm going just to take a pause to check if I'm still there on LinkedIn and on YouTube. And feel free always to comment on my sessions. I'm going again also to reshare my event in my thread because I was not sharing it before. And so this is my practice for letting you know that this session begins now. Feel free also to join GoBrunch, my GoBrunch room later here for interactions or questions. I am live. It is day 2 of the 42 days marathon, and I will create an occasion for you to dive into my GoBrunch classroom and also to ask me any question. Bear with me. So my friends, first, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Let me know. For me, I would say I feel good. Je me sens bien. And this is special with the me that I will talk a bit later on because it's pronominal. Because in that case, you don't say je sens bien, which is literally I feel good. In fact, yes. But je me sens bien is I feel myself good. So this was the interlude. So hope that you are feeling good also. J'espère que vous vous sentez bien. So I'm going back to my restream. Here, I repeat the word. Je, tu, il, elle. That's for the singular. So je is I. Je vais bien. And practicality that I will talk about later on in English. There is also sometimes cases where you say I, like my father, my cousin, and I, or my father, my cousin, and me. But in that case, you say my father, my cousin, and I. But in that case, in English, you don't say mon père, mon cousin, et je. You say mon père, mon cousin, et moi. But that's for another time. That's the tricky part about English. Moi is me, but it could be used as je. Because you don't say mon père, mon cousin, et je. It is not grammatically correct. Then tu, and it's really important also, as I was talking about yesterday, I was talking about tu. Tu is you in the singular. And it has to be pronounced tu, like tu, u, like pointu, tordu, foutu, u. Because the sound u is ou. I know that in Spanish, ni tú ni yo, like in the song of Uskazal, Lu, Skazal, you is u. In English is you or ou. But the sound ou in French is written ou. The only way that it's pronounced, it's spelled with the u letter is because it's Latin or English. But even in Latin, we are saying u. Another example, déjà vu. You don't say déjà vu because for me, when you say vous, it is about the plural pronoun, the you plural, which you see here, vous. So vous, vous, tu, tu. And tu is the singular. And then elle, which is he, she. Il, il, and elle, elle. Then, and we have still 9 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes. I'm going to be more than the 25 minutes mark because there's so much details about the pronouns, the simple pronouns. Then, nous, vous, elles. So the nous, N-O-U-S. The vous, V-O-U-S. Nous is we in English. Vous is you, and it is the plural. There is also an aspect that I will talk about the vous. And then il and elle, I-L-S, E-L-L-E-S, is the they, them in plural. They are late. And in that case, if you are saying ils sont en retard, then it is either a group of all men or a group of persons that there are at least one man. Because in the French rule, even if there are 30 women and one man, the plural is used as ILS because the masculine grammatically is absorbent. So if there are only women, like 30 women, you say elles sont en retard. But as long as there are one man, you say ils sont en retard. So that's the plural of they, them. That could depend on the gender. And then I know that in English there is also the they, them, which is a non-binary. They as a non-binary singular and them as a non-binary plural. And in that case, it is iel. In French, the pronoun iel, which is a non-binary pronoun. Last but not least, before I close this aspect of the pronouns, I was talking about je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, elles, iels. That's for the sound pronunciation. For the vous, V-O-U-S, it could be also used as the polite form. So the VOUS normally is the second person in the plural. And it is like when there are two or more persons. But you can use also the VOUS as a polite form. And the polite form could be one person or multiple persons. By the way, you can use a polite form in singular or in plural. But anyway, even in singular, it's vous. Tu is when you know the person, it's familiar. Normally, formally, when you don't know the person, when you want to pay respect, even if you know someone respectful, you say you don't say tu unless the person told you. So you say vous. Like the king, the a person that you don't know, you say vous. Like voulez-vous du café? Like, do you want coffee? And I know that in English, do you want coffee? You can use the you as the singular, as the polite, or as the plural. In French, if you know the person, veux-tu du café? If it's the tu, it's the second person in the singular, the familiar. Or voulez-vous du café? In that case, it could be polite, one person, polite, multiple persons, or familiar, multiple persons. That's for the tu and vous difference. Then I will say also in the conjugation, il and elle are not easy in the pronunciation. There is one case that you will know that it's singular or plural. But normally, with only the pronouns, you cannot tell unless there is a link. But il, elle, if I say you like that, you don't know if it's IL or ILS, ELLE or ELLES. I'm just checking the chat if there are any comments, but I see only my comments. So feel free to ask questions. As I told you, there is a bonus if you are live and you are replying and commenting or questioning my video. And a bonus of 300% points if you are posting on your feed this show. So I foster interaction, live or replay, because I would like to also receive your questions and reply. So the on case, the on pronouns is a bit special. And I say this pronoun is not is quite technically not easy, but it is often seen in French. I would advise you to not use it. I will replace it by you. But sorry, it's early morning right now, so I will replace it by we. And this is a technical challenge, the pronoun on, which is on. because it is conjuged as a he, she, the third person. On is a third person pronoun. And conjuged in the singular, like on a faim. But if you go to translate it in English, there is no it has hungry. It is not the real translation. Even though technically it is like that in French, it has hungry. It is hungry, sorry, but you will say we are hungry because the on or n is technically in the grammar the third person singular, but in the meaning it is equivalent to the we. We are hungry. And this is a special one, I know. And also, the link is really important. Most of the time, you are using the link in French. On space et, you don't say on a faim. You say on a faim. The N is pronounced in that case because there is a vocal or an H, like on habite tout près d'ici. We are living near that place. On habite, because habite is H-A-B-I-T-E. And the H is silent in French, but this will be for the day one of the alphabet that I was talking normally. I will talk about that a bit later to refrench your brain. So on is a special pronoun that is technically used as a third person singular in the grammar, but it is meaning the we, the nous in the plural. So that's why I say the on just aside the elle, because it is a third singular pronoun. So je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, elles, iels. So now I'm going to talk about the nous and the vous. But the nous is easy, it's we. And you can say, nous avons faim for the link. You don't say, nous avons faim. That's a particularity of French pronouncing when there is a vocal or an H. Nous avons faim. Or, nous sortons ce soir. We are getting out this evening. That's for the we. Same with the you plural, vous. And as I was talking early, it is used also for the polite form. So, last but not least, I will talk about the iels, which is a new one because it is about the non-binary person. Iels, it's I-E-L. Iels a faim. Iels a faim. That means the person is a non-binary person. If the person is non-binary person, it's not good for this person to notice that you are using the wrong pronouns. I know this is a bit challenging for you, it is new, but in French we have the iels pronouns in order to say they, them. So if you are in front of a non-binary person and you are talking about this person, you don't say he is hungry, or she is hungry, or even it is hungry, because it is used for a non-human person. So in that case, you use in English they, them. Same with French. You are using iels. And I was not writing it, but iels, I-E-L, is used in the singular. If you are going to use it in the plural, you are using it as iels. So that's in French. Aside that, what to say more about the pronouns? I still have 5 minutes, and there are much practicalities also about the pronouns that is interesting. The only thing that I will tell about the pronouns, because there are many other things that you will explore in French, but the only thing I'm now going to talk about the pronouns are these two. So the G and apostrophe and the IL. I will begin by the IL. I love to begin by the last one because it is the most simple, because it is a pronoun that exists already. The G apostrophe is a spelling way. It is the same as I. The J apostrophe, sorry. As you were noticing in the last video, in French, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So G and J. But in English, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Because G in English is G in French, and J in English is J in French. And that's why I sometimes struggle. So in French, we will say J apostrophe. In English, J apostrophe. But let me know first, begin by il. Il, as you were noticing, is the third singular pronoun. Je, tu, il, elle. Il, il, elle, I. And it is like il est en retard. Elle est en retard. To complete the picture, there is also a form that is used by il. And this is very important later on the conjugation. There is also a use about il, which is not conjugate. There are verbs that in the conjugation doesn't use the je, tu, elle, nous, vous, elles in plural. Even the ILS in plural don't use that. They are only using the IL in the entire conjugation. And I will tell an example that is the most used and that is really interesting. And that I will talk later on, but it's really important to also notice that it is a pronoun that we were talking about, but this is a special form, because in the conjugation, the PLEUT is from the verb pleuvoir, to rain. The NEIGE is from the verb neiger, to snow. And the GE accent grave, LE, is from the verb freezing. I think, I'm not sure, but let's say the verb pleuvoir, which is to rain. You don't say you rain, he, she rains, we rain, you rain, they rain. No, you say it rains. It is a verb that is only conjuged as a third person, no matter what the tense. Like, il pleut, il pleuvait, il pleuvra, il a plu. That's all the forms. like it rains, it rained, it will rain. And this is the iel pronoun that we have already talked about, but this is an impersonal pronoun. Only the verb pleuvoir conjuged in one only form. And so this is really important later on, because you will see in the conjugation there is no je pleut, tu pleus, je pleut, tu pleus, elle pleut, nous pleuvons, vous pleuvez, and elles pleuvent, or even il pleuve. You might read that, but this is not correct. Grammatically, it's not correct. You say only il pleut. I-L, P-L-E-U-T. And this is the pronoun il, but in impersonal way. Then I'm going to go back to the pronoun J apostrophe. This, my friends, is also very important. Very important. Because when the verb begins by a vocal or an H, then it's not J-E, it's J apostrophe. For instance, I will set the example with a classic example. Yeah. Voilà. Like, you don't say je ai faim. You don't say je habite. For the pronunciation way, as there is a vocal at the end of je and a vocal on the next verb, then you say j'ai faim. And in that case, we write it as the J apostrophe, or j'habite, J apostrophe. And this is very, very common when you are writing text. You will see pronouns like J apostrophe instead of JE. That's for the contraction. At some point, for the tu, you can have both, but mainly the first one is most used. The second one is used on a conversation, also for practicality, but normally the correct grammar is tu habites or tu as faim, because you are, it's easy. Or tu oublies, tu utilises. You don't say tu utilises. Practical. Sometimes, yes. Like you can say t'habites, tu utilises, but it is not correct grammatically. Normally you use the tu. But for the JE here, you will not see in a text je ai faim or je habite. It is not correct. You will say, and you will read in the text, j'ai faim, j'habite. The E is replaced by an apostrophe. So with that, we are already on the 38 minutes, and I'm going now to wrap up. And this was the day 2 of my 42-day marathon. Yesterday, day 1 was the alphabet and the signs, the accent, the signs on top of the letters and the CCD, and also the ligatured letter with the O and the E, like cœur, sœur. And day 2, today, was about the pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, elle, and then for the recent times with the non-binary person, iels. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about also pronouns, but possessive. And in a nutshell, mon or ma for my. And this is also a tricky one when it comes to my, yours, his, her, ours, yours, and their. Because in that case, the pronouns in French possessive, like mon, ton, son, notre, votre, leur, is not conjuged with the gender of the person, but with the object, the subject that is attached. Like if the object is masculine, it's mon. If the object is feminine, it's ma. Like mon sac. Sac, S-E-C, is a bag and it's masculine. Ma tasse. Tasse, T-A-S-S-E, is cup and it's feminine. I know in French it's not easy because we have names that are masculine and feminine. Here in English you say my for the masculine and the feminine. Yours, your, his, her. And his, her is son and sa, but son and sa derived from the object that is masculine and feminine, not the person. Like, elle a son sac à côté d'elle. Elle is she, but son sac is related to masculine bag. And you don't hear elle a sa sac because SA is linked to the object that is quoted, not the person. So I know that it's a bit tricky, and we are already on the 40-second mark. So I'm going to wrap up right now. I wish this day 2 is available. And at some point, I'm going to have call to action for tomorrow. I'm building that bit by bit. As I'm building my marathon, you are building also your muscle of French. And I'm really happy to embark you, and in fact, to embark us, me also, in this adventure of refrench your brain. So I'm going to give you some links in the next days. From now on, the only thing that I would like to say in this agenda in this day is that each day for now, this is the second day, so we have still 40 days until the end of this marathon that will end in early April, I think. And each week, I have 2 occasions for you to refrench your brain, if you allow that. And refrench is a pun to say refresh, by the way. Refrench your brain is equivalent with refresh your brain with French. So refrench your brain. And each week there are 2 sessions, occasions, aside this marathon, to refrench your brain on Tuesday evening and Saturday evening. Tuesday evening is today, so you will have a session in 15 hours, I think. I'm going to quote that, to list that, and to share it to you that. As always, before I close this session, I would like to thank you for those of you that are watching live. And the reason I'm preferring more GoBrunch that you see right now here than Restream is that I might see the comments. Right now, I don't see any comments, but I will hopefully see your comment later on. Welcome the replay team. And in order to engage with you, that I really appreciate your presence, you will have bonus. Anyone who comments on the replay team will have bonus points. Anyone who comments in the live session will have bonus points times 30%. And anyone live or in the replay team that will share on LinkedIn or tag me on YouTube will receive 300% of bonus points. And at the end of the marathon, the top 3 persons that has the most points will receive bonus. So that's my incentive to share the good vibes of French. So my name is Oli. I am a neural language coach. I am doing my 42 days marathon, and I'm really blessed to welcome you in the adventures of French and languages. I speak French, Dutch, English, Italian. Dutch, not so much with passion, but I try to dive into Dutch. Ik heet Olivier. Je m'appelle Olivier. Mi chiamo Olivier. My name is Olivier. And Spanish is my 5th language. Mi llamo Olivier. And you notice that I was using my other name. And it could be Oli. You can call me Olivier, of course, because this is my official name. But I rather prefer now to be called Oli or Li. And I wish you an amazing day. Enjoy. And when it comes to learn French, you can do it even by listening loosely at TV on the radio. Your brain, you will be as a sponge and will retain incredible information that you will not know, oh, where do I know that? Because it is your subconscious that is learning French. Use any occasion for you to learn French or language. From now on, see you tomorrow for the 3rd day of my 42 marathon challenge, ReFrench Your Brain Day experience. And keep shining, everyone.